Two places Tom took us over to, to Kersey. And if you read the story in the Lucan version, just before they go to Kersey, they were over in the Capernaum area, and they said they sailed to the other side, which was a major pagan area. But the capitalist was there, and it's interesting because as they're sailing in there, and probably the disciples even asking, as devout Jews, why are we going to this pagan area? And of course, you don't get all those details in the Bible, but then all of a sudden this great storm, this tempest comes up, and it's the ship's tossing and turning, and Jesus asleep, and they're all afraid. They're filled with fear, and they probably feel like it's almost like Satan coming against them, coming into this land that belongs to the pagans. And of course, he rebukes the storm, and they wonder what kind of man has the power to do that. And then, of course, the story that Tom read to you earlier, where he cast out the legion out of the demoniac. And then we come here to Caesarea Philippi, and he asks the disciples, "Who do you say that I am?" Which is a question every one of us has to answer. And he says, "You are the Christ, the Messiah. And on this rock, this confession of faith, I'll build my church, and the gates of Hades, more accurately, shall not prevail against it." And of course, you look at all these, as you heard it talk about, all these niches, and the temples that were here. And this is another heavily controlled, pagan-controlled area. And the point I want to make is, you got to think about this in terms of our faith. We don't build churches and fortresses where we hide in. We are on the offense, not in the sense of a jihad, but anyway, we're breaking down barriers. We're going against the enemy. We're not holding ourselves up in the defensive mode. And it's interesting, in two places we went today where Jesus affirms this, that he charges into the land of the pagans where the demoniac lived, and he comes over here and he says the gates of hell will not stand. He went to Bethsaida where the gates, and anytime there's an army that comes up against a city, they have to go to the gates to get in and destroy it. And so Jesus comes and saying the gates of Hades will not prevail against what we stand for, who I am and what I stand for. So.
And Jesus overcame sin and death and Satan. And so we don't have to fear.
We serve not a power of timidity, but a spirit of timidity, but a spirit of power. Dunamis.
One time water came out of here.
Yeah, just an interesting fact. I was sharing this with Jimmy's on the. They would do human sacrifices in here. There was a big temple that led up to here. They would do human sacrifices, and as Yehuda said, there's water, or a creek or a small spring that ran through here. They would do human sacrifices in here, and if the sacrifice with the blood, I'm not sure where over, if the blood came out of the spring in another location, then they believed that sacrifice was not accepted by the god of Pan. But if it came out clean, then it was accepted.
So to demonstrate that, come on, Tom, let's get it.
Yeah. Yeah. So we'll
Sacrifice.